So first and foremost, I just want to say that Savino is a liar because he doesn't have a keyboard here, so how's he supposed to type emails on his computer? That I don't know, but that's not what we're going to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Throw It Out There Thursday. You know what that means? You throw it out there, and it's Thursday, so we'll just answer it. We're going to do the best we can to answer the questions, but today, Justin said it back then, it is the Stitch Show, okay? Mitchie and Steve are going live, and we're gonna make it happen. We got Shaky Jakey on the camera. We also got Joshy in the back taking pictures of us. Ladies and gentlemen, it is gonna be an incredible show today, okay?
There's a lot of hype there, Steve.
I'm trying to boost it up because you're just taking it down a notch. But
so, where are we right now?
We are in the old Savino in Dom's office. I don't know.
The dealer department.
The dealer department. We're in the dealer department. Okay. But again, there's not many emails getting sent, ladies and gentlemen, because there's no keyboards in sight.
So what's our plan? What are we doing today? We're gonna walk around a little bit. We're gonna kind of give you guys a tour of the shop a little bit, see what's going on, and then kind of elaborate a little bit on yesterday's video as well as far as Pro R stuff. Show you guys some actual product that's on the bench that we have for it, and then answer your guys' questions. So.
Mitch, Jamie Wade, or maybe it's Jaime, I'm not sure, said, fix my Honda, it rides like a poop emoji. My suggestion to you is buy a different car. Let's go through the engraving shop. You guys know what we're doing here? You guys know what we're doing here? We engrave, okay? We engrave all of our parts that we have made here in the United States of America, which you can buy on www.shocktherapyusa.com. And we have Dirty Doug himself right here.
And we'll even engrave Steve if y'all want. What do you think? Give him a nice little tattoo on his neck.
Doug, what are you working on today? What are we engraving today?
Well, we've got rod ends running over there. We've been running spring dividers over here. I'll let everybody know where the parts come from.
So a typical process for you guys is we'll get rod ends or dividers or any other product that we're actually going to engrave. It'll come here first and then get displaced throughout the shop to be packaged and sent out to you guys via shipping department. And then also all the product that gets put onto your guys' cars when it gets dropped off here as well. So anything else you want to add to that?
No, that's
cool.
about it for now.
Guys, the most boring department we have here is laser engraving, okay?
Hey, I make it good!
If you guys haven't known, we've actually done some remodeling here at the shop, and we have a new shipping department. So we kind of boxed it in over here, so that way these guys have kind of their own space and are able to kind of take form of what they need. And they actually have more space by moving over here. We're walking too fast, is what they're saying. But yeah, so we're over here in the shipping department. We box anywhere from 80 to 100 and plus boxes a day. Jake, come over here, Canada. Canada, we've got, so Jake over here is Canada's very, very best.
And finest.
Yes, finest. How many boxes you guys ship a day?
Usually anywhere from about 80 to 150.
Oh, sorry.
About 80 to 150. That's 80 to 150.
Perfect. That's all we got. Let's go this way. So I say we go over and look at the Pro R. Maybe Mitch, you can show them some stuff that you're working on. Kind of, I know we talked about it, but maybe they can actually see it on the car of what we're actually looking at and kind of see the car torn apart. Absolutely. And what it takes to be able to kind of develop parts and what we do on that side for the R&D. What do
we have going on in the shop today though, as far as drop-offs? What is everybody kind of getting? Steve, you would know a little bit more of that.
So we got XP1000, we got valving springs, we got valving radius rods, IQS springs, we've got valving and springs, we got valving, we've got RC2s, we've got spring kits. We kind of got it all over the map here. A couple people in the comments have asked, how are my RC2s coming? They're coming, guys. We're super backed up on RC2s. We're trying to get them out as quick as possible. We typically say 4 to 6 weeks. We try and cut that down by a few weeks, but it could take a little bit. So just stand by, bear with us, and we'll get them shipped out as soon as possible. We got Brandon over there slaying and filleting. He's gonna get them done. Perfect. Why are you laughing, Jake? I just got such cool lingo, don't I? Yeah, I know. But let's check out the Pro R. Mitchie, why don't you kind of show us what you're working on over here?
So we can either start at the car or we can start at the bench there. But basically, if you look right here, Jake, so this is the sway bar arm that we were kind of talking about a little bit yesterday. All this stuff's already torn apart, but basically this arm connects to the sway bar, which in return is a 3-piece sway bar. What we're doing is adding adjustable holes to the arm itself, which then can allow you guys to either soften or stiffen the body roll that's actually going to be pronounced in the car itself. We got the links coming. Links are actually on the bench. We can show you guys kind of a prototype, if you will, of what those are going to look like. We got the front links as well. I don't have the toe link bar here yet, but we got limit straps. We got our tie rod kit over there. We got a couple other parts that we can kind of walk through and give you guys a demonstration, or a visual is a better word for that, of what we're kind of working on. So radius rods, radius rod plate, toe link bar, rear links for sway bar. And then up at the front, Jake, you'll see that we actually have our new toe plates on this car. So I don't have bump steer numbers for you guys yet. That is actually after this feed. We're basically going to cycle this so we can get our measurement from the front of the tire, if you will, and the rear of the tire at ride height, fully compressed, and full droop. That'll give us our number as far as a factory standpoint is concerned. And then we can start playing with our adjustable kit to eliminate all, if not all, of the bump steer that is going to be in this car. Steve?
Mitchie, a couple people took what I said to heart. I apologize. Hondas are amazing vehicles. I do believe you should fix them. Yes, call into the shop. We will be able to make you guys ride amazing. We do have a very, very good shock package for those. Valving and springs. We do have some front limit straps depending on the model, and then radius rods and all the works. So I do believe you should buy our products to be able to make those ride better, yes. Also, Mitchie, any news on Polaris Ranger shocks, ETA, I want to order from you guys. Do we have anything on that kit?
Well, actually.
Which, oh, hey, would you look at that?
So, Jake, if you can kind of zoom in a little bit to this. We have the 2-seat pretty much done right now. The 4-seat is being worked on right now, but this is our spring kit, our adjustable collar, our pretty much everything that we are testing next week to verify the spring, make sure everything is right, make sure you guys have enough adjustability with the preload system for guys who are carrying a bunch of extra weight or just want a better ride quality out of the car in general. So hopefully that answers it. I would say release of the product should be in a month once we finish testing. The problem that we kind of ran into is that all of these models of Rangers are completely different. There's some that have a smaller shock body on them. There's some that have a bigger shock body, even in the rear. So we're having to kind of develop and make different adapters to fit the shock to give you guys the adjustability of the preload system. That way you guys can adjust ride heights and accept the extra weight or whatever you guys are carrying. So I would say by the end of the month, be on the lookout for all that. We'll have it released. Steve.
Ryan Bailey wants to know, why are you not developing any new stuff for the KRX 1000? That is absolutely not true. We are developing a lot of stuff for that car.
So I believe right now we have springs, valving, front, rear links. We're working on the front limit straps. It's been a total pain in my butt the last couple weeks trying to make sure that that fits and getting it all put together, but that is very soon. We're going to be working on radius rods, we're going to be working on tie rods and pin kit for all that. So basically everything that we offer for every other model is going to adapt to the KRX as well. So just give us a little bit of time to fully make sure that everything works, and we test all this stuff. So testing is kind of the lead time on all of it, if you will.
This guy's got a great question. How far can you go on a tank of fuel on the new Pro R? I would say as far as it'll take you. That's about as far as you can go. You'll know as soon as it shuts off and won't start anymore. That's about as far as you can go on that one. We'll have more information on that to come.
Yeah, to be honest, Justin can probably answer that one. I have not personally driven the car yet. We got it. I immediately started tearing it down to get all the stuff off of it to start being in production on it. But we can get you that answer for sure. Justin would probably know that a little bit more than me. I just haven't personally driven it, so I don't know what it can go, how far it can go, all that stuff. So.
Justin mentioned a while back about a portal build you guys are doing. When are we going to see that?
The middle of April.
April, right?
Yep, we are doing the full video. It's a commercial sort of thing with that. But portals, long travel, 37s, big boy stuff. We're gonna be testing that, kind of playing with that as well. So middle of April, keep an eye out for that too. So yeah, Jake, over here, kind of just a couple things that I laid out, if you will, for what we got for the Pro R. So tie rods, this is our pin kit that we've already released for everything else. This is also going to work with the new Pro R, so be on the lookout for that. We got front straps and then we got rear straps. The cool thing about like the Fox Dynamic side of it is your front shock is a 305 and your rear shock is a 305 as well. So gonna have all that stuff there. This is your rear sway bar link.
Don't you mean tie rod, Mitchie?
Yeah, compared to the front link. So this one's looking a little different right now just because it's a prototype and we just got it back. We're just making sure that the length is correct. Everything fits and cycles the way that it should. But these will be released actually here really soon. We're gonna be doing the video on it next week, install video of front rear links, and then be able to put them on the site so you guys can order them for when the car comes in. Really looking to have all this stuff before everybody gets this thing. That's kind of my goal. That way when it shows up, you guys have stuff to order and kind of add to the car, if you will.
Mitch, Cody asked a pretty good question. His name's Cody975 Pististelli. He said, Stitch, that's us. What's been the single hardest component you've ever had to R&D while working at Shock Therapy?
Like me personally?
I would assume that's what he's asking, yes.
I would say the bump steer, personally. It's very confusing to understand if you don't know what you're doing with it or if you've never done it before. So cycling the car, not only one car, but cycling multiple different cars and seeing where the starting points are or what the factory number is out of all these cars. You can do that pretty easy, but in terms of fixing it and making it better and eliminating it and then driving before and after is incredible. But understanding the math in it, understanding the cycle of it, understanding what does what as far as raising or lowering the tie rod on the spindle itself, that was pretty tricky, I'm not gonna lie. Other than that, I think like sway bar torsion rates, I mean, I'm gonna stick with the tie rod or the bump steer because I think that was the most tricky one. So hopefully that answers that.
How do you guys feel about the rebound and compression adjustments the new Pro R shocks offer from a shock tuner's point of view? I feel like it's, I mean, in my mind, it would be pretty cool, but we haven't really tested it. I mean, I haven't gotten any seat time, so I don't really have any knowledge on that of how it actually, I mean, I know how it works, but as in testing it. So I don't really know. I
would say, yeah, save that question for like a week or two. Our goal is to have this back together today, tomorrow, and then be testing and driving it Monday morning. You got a live one, Josh? Jake?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Andrew Tran. What's up, Andy?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, I got this 2018 Turbo R here, and I've been seeing some gouge marks on the frame where the sway bar, looks like the sway bar link's been hidden. Is that a symptom of a bigger geometry problem?
So I can't really see the actual link that if you can get closer to it.
That's a Assault Industry link.
And you're saying the sway bar link is rubbing on that?
Yeah, it looks like there's been some gouge marks on the frame here.
Is that?
And I've been.
Do you still have the stock sway bar and the stock sway bar link?
It's a stock sway bar and an Assault Industry link.
I have seen like where the bolt that goes through the link itself to connect to the sway bar. If you have like the nut on the sway bar side, that actually sticks out farther than like the bolt head would. So if it's flipped that way, that might be causing your issue. You might just be able to flip the bolt around and then clear your clearance that way. As far as the Assault link goes, I don't really have much experience with those, so I can't tell you like the length of them or anything like that if it's an issue there. But I would definitely check the hardware first, make sure that it's orientated properly, if you will.
The hardware is actually in the right position. Yeah, the bolt is facing away from the frame.
Okay.
I mean, the nut side is facing away from the frame.
So the nut is on the sway bar link side or the sway bar side?
It's on the sway bar side.
You might want to try and flip that around and see if that gives you a little bit more clearance to clear all that.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, I'll try that then.
Awesome,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
Awesome, man.
Have a good one.
Mitch, we got a great question. It says, will shock therapy products attract more women to my car? We don't discriminate. It might do more dudes, more women, whatever you like. We attract everything. So I don't want to necessarily say it'll give you more women, but you'll get a lot more attention if you have our stuff on the car.
A lot more.
A lot more attention. Dudes, women, whatever it works, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody said, don't you guys get tired of this every week? Yes, we do, which is why we do it every other week. That is why we do that.
No, we enjoy it, guys.
We enjoy doing this,
really
man.
do. We like to give you guys the info. We like to give you guys what we're up to. We like to teach you guys too. It's super cool when we're at events or doing something. Even at the shop, we'll have a lot of people that come in and shake our hand and say thank you for all the information, and we love that. We like
pretty
to.
rad.
It is really cool. Me personally, like at the dunes, I get a lot of people that come up and say thank you guys for what you are offering on your live feeds, the information that you give, whether it's a good live feed or a bad live feed it might be, but we still love to do it. If you guys have any ideas or topics or anything, maybe it's a question that you asked that we didn't get to answer, or something that you're curious about, let us know. Send us a direct message of it. We'll put it all together and come up with some really cool shows in the future of hopefully being able to answer everybody's questions on that.
Mitchie, is there any items for RMAX in the future?
RMAX, we have spring kits, we have sway bar links, and then we have limit straps as well. The spring kit's about to be released for the 4-seater. The 2-seater, I still have a couple little things to tweak on that to make sure it's right. The links are going to be released. Actually, Jake, you would know that. When are the links being released?
Oh boy. Shaky Jakey on the mic.
I think the 1st of next month is when we were saying that the links are going to be released for the RMAX. So keep an eye out for that. The limit straps are going to be released shortly after that, and then spring kit and valving. So,
Mitchie, do we have an ETA on Turbo S tie rods for the full BSD kit? So with the pin kit and tie rods, do we have an ETA on that?
What did I hear from? I want to say it was the end of next month that we're getting all of the inner joints. We have tie rods already, we have the pin, we're waiting on the inner joint. The inner joint is going to be able to work with basically everything. So when we get that, the tie rod side of it's going to explode. We're going to have tie rods for every single model. So,
a question is where is Justine Smythe? Justin Smith, where is Justin Smith?
Oh.
He's right here.
Hello, Steve. How you
Hello. Good. Can you talk a little closer?
doing? Yeah, I don't have a. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know about that. I don't have a mic, so we got a bit
Okay.
friendly over here. You guys have been doing a pretty good job.
Thank you.
it was last minute. Just throw it
We
together.
found out about this as soon as you guys found out about this.
Yeah. You guys went over all the stuff you're working on there, Mitch?
Yeah, so we kind of did a little preview, if you will, of what we got. That's just a couple things. That's what I had here. So tie rods, limit straps, front and rear sway bar links, and then we kind of showed them what everything was on the car a little bit. We can go into more detail if you want on it, but
Well, I apologize I was late, but we were doing some video testing on Pro Rs, so had to get it done.
Perfect.
Running behind.
there you go.
Yeah. What questions you got, Steve?
We've got
Actually, somebody asked a question the other day. They asked if you were a pimple on the ass of shock therapy. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. They said, Steve,
I'm a pimple on,
on the ass.
Is that
Yeah.
is that respectful or disrespectful?
I think they were definitely dissing you.
Disrespectful?
How does that make
Oh.
you feel, Steve?
Whatever. I'm here.
I think they were trying to say that you don't do anything around here, but we know the truth.
But I'm here but I do. I'm here for comic relief.
Yes.
That's what I'm here for.
Well, so actually, I'm going to go a little bit further. You're here for two reasons. One,
Is
you
the second
actually-
'cause I look good?
You actually are the lead shock guy here, and in charge of everybody here when it comes to shocks and scheduling and customers.
That is true.
3 jobs, because the next one is you talk to every single person that drops vehicles off every day. Mm-hmm. And third one is comic relief. for
So
sure.
you see, I'm just a jack of all trades, master.
You
of none.
gotta have fun while you're working, or then it just doesn't make it worth it.
This is a fact.
And you know what? You got to pop a couple pimples to get rid of acne. So I don't know.
To make some sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
Secret sauce around here.
Exactly.
What other questions you guys got?
Somebody
Actually, what other questions do you guys have? Let's get them out of the way. Bring them on.
So we've got asks a lot of nonsense about pimple popping. Show your customers your other buildings, such as robotic building. Very impressive when you gave me a complete tour, Dave.
So maybe that's going back to the live feed topics that we're talking about. Maybe we should do a CNC shop tour.
I'll tell you why we have held off on that for so long, because we were never really at the point where we had every CNC machine in one building, and we kind of wanted everything dialed in before we took you for a complete tour of how everything gets built over there. So it's about time. We moved everything now, but we have a few more robots to put in place before we're 100% happy. So maybe we'll do a before and after robot stuff.
When are chromoly radius rods going to be back in stock? I would say I think X3s sometime in the next week or two. Turbo S specifically on this one, I don't know.
They're almost done. I know that we're looking
powder.
basically at powder coat at this point, so we're very close, you guys. But
What else you got, Steve?
Ask the chef, Chief, if tubular trailing arms with boxed gusseting Turbo R is at all comparable to the Pro R boxed arms. Justin. I don't even know that question. Yeah, that question was a bit much.
It just depends on how somebody has built the tubular structured arms that you're talking about.
Tubular.
Yeah, it's very tubular. But I've seen some designs in tubing that are horrible, and I've seen some designs that are badass. I mean, Lone Star builds a really nice trailing arm, but the new Pro R, he's talking about Pro R, right? If you're talking Pro R, then I think the trailing arm on a Pro R is pretty badass. We haven't seen one break yet, but we've seen a couple of them dented on big boulder stuff in KOH. So clearly you can hurt one if you want to, but I think they dropped the whole vehicle on the trailing arm in order to do that. So it's a lot.
Does knowing actual car weight make for better valving versus guessing?
Absolutely. We need as much information from you as possible to do a better job. You tell us, half the information, you're going to get half the ride quality. If you give it all to us, then we're going to do a much better job with it, right, Steve?
Yes.
But yes, car weight is mostly spring rates and spring kits, and driver style and abuse and terrain is mostly internal valving.
Haven't had these questions in a while, Justin. The people are just loving it right now. Mr. Sparkles with it. Anybody got any new Speed UTV jokes?
I think they've all been run through.
A lot of Speed UTV questions, though. If we're going to get a car, if they are still in the works, do we know anything about the Speed UTV, Justin?
The only thing that I can tell you is we haven't driven one, so don't ask us how we like it at this moment. But as always, I feel like the design that's gone into it is second to none, but just want to get them out in our hands so we can play with them. Robbie's doing his best, and we wish him the best.
Yep.
Does the BSD pin kit fit OEM tie rods on the 2019 XPT? Not clear on the site.
Negative.
No, our pin kit doesn't fit any factory or OEM style tie rod. We're trying to get rid of it, the stock tie rod. Okay, that's the whole goal, is to get rid of stock tie rods with ball joints. So our pin kit fits any aftermarket system that has a 5/8 rod end on the outside, getting rid of the ball joint.
Yep.
No ball joints.
No ball joints.
We should probably do hashtag no ball joints. I mean, I'm like completely against them. I know the OEMs have money and budgets to worry about, and that's why they run them, but I don't like budgets.
Yes.
I hate that. I just want good parts. Forget no ball joints.
No balls. Joint. Sorry, yeah. Airbox upgrades, worth it, Justin, from Wanderlust Racing.
Airbox upgrades.
Oh, Woodnerlust, sorry.
So that's Wonder.
No, it's WOODNER Lust. Woodner.
Woodner. Okay.
Wooder.
So an S&B particle separator is a great idea. They work amazing. But the reason we don't run that in our race car is because it takes two things that we don't want. One, weight. Two, electrical power. We don't have very much by the time we run a whole bunch of other fans on a race car. We are trying to manage our power usage, and an S&B does take some power. They do a great job for a play car. I would suggest it. But what we do in our race cars is we run the factory air cleaner, the factory air box, but we reroute the intake to that so that it gathers cleaner air from the cab or from the driver's compartment. If you have an air intake that's behind the firewall, typically there's a lot of swirling air there. There's a lot of dust coming off the back tires, and it just packs the air cleaner completely full. Silt beds, things like that in the desert will definitely clog you immediately. But if you just do one thing, clock it and run a hole through the firewall where the air cleaner can actually grab it from the clean air, you'll find out that you'll run a whole year on an air cleaner. We run a Baja 1000 on one, and it still comes out without much dirt.
I was going to throw that in, extra piping or different ways to vent the factory.
Reroute it.
Yeah.
I mean, reroute the intake to the air box. That's all it takes. I don't know why, get me on my sawhorse or soapbox. Sorry, sawhorse. Sawhorse. Let me get on my soapbox. You're screwing with me, Steve.
Sorry.
Damn pimples.
You're welcome. Pop it.
One of my biggest pet peeves besides ball joints is where everybody OEMs gather air intakes on their UTVs. So that's the clutch air intake, the air cleaner, engine air intakes. They're always behind the firewall and behind the passenger's helmet or behind the driver's helmet, and it's just a bad place. It's full of dirt back there. Move it forward, move it into the cab. Steve, you're laughing already.
The side-by-side guys want to say hashtag drop your balls.
Drop
those balls off. All ball joints gone.
Suggested.
All gone.
Yeah.
Justin, now that you have sold shock therapy to Fox, will you still service Walker Evans? I don't remember selling. I thought it was a partnership.
Yeah, so that would be a description that I don't think any of us around here agree with.
Yeah, I don't at all.
We have a strategic partnership that's badass, and new parts on the way, new technology every day. That is a rhyme. You could write a song on that.
That's pretty good.
We will.
New parts every day, new technology
On the way.
on the way. Ta-da.
I'll write a rap by the next Throw It Out There Thursday.
Me good with English.
Yes. I are.
I like it.
But to answer the first part of his question, which was what? Oh, do we work on Walker?
Do we work on Walker Evans? Of course. We've got a bunch in the shop right now.
Nothing changes. We work
There's
on
a whole
everything.
cart full of them right there.
Yeah, we got a whole cart.
Shelf of walkers. Honestly, we go. Look at that.
We got a
behind
cart
Josh
full of
in the
Walker
tent.
Evans.
Look at all those walkers all ready to get rebuilt and fix them. So yeah, we work on everything. Doesn't matter the shock manufacturer, man. That's never going to change. And another thing that will never change is we will tell you the truth. If we like it, we'll tell you. And if we don't like it, we will tell you. Nothing's changing. Come on, Steve.
We're not
make up
afraid.
something.
We're not afraid to pop some pimples around here.
Right. That's what Steve does.
That's all I do.
You heard it here.
Right on the ass. Is a Pro R is a Pro XP race rack going to be a thing?
Pro XP, as in yes. Are we building one? Yes.
Is there going to be a Pro XP rack? Not Pro R, Pro XP.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's so many pros.
Yeah.
XPs, and I gotta remember.
They get
what we're talking
confusing.
about. Yeah, we are actually done with design work and in the middle of prototyping, so it's happening. It does take a little while to do these things. Remember, we test for years typically before you see new products, and that car's only been out for a year and a half, not even 2 years, right? Yeah. So we're knee deep into it before you see it. We'll have a ton of time on it, and it is happening. We're also doing a Pro R rack, just so you know, with new power steering, programming, and assist is part of what we're doing.
Yes.
It's nonstop around here.
Nonstop.
There's too many new things to do, Mitch.
I know.
Not enough time.
But I'm very excited that we have one here that is already ripped apart, that we are...
Hey, nice alignment plates.
Yeah.
What are you doing with those?
Just checking some stuff, doing some stuff to some stuff.
Did you find out what the stuff measures yet?
No, I literally just put them on before the show, so
okay.
We can, maybe next show we can tell everybody what factory bump steer was.
We can dish the dirt on bump steer on a Pro R. By the way, they might not have any. Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know. You don't know. Steve.
We gonna find
Rapid
out.
Fire. Two more
Rapid
questions.
fire. More questions. Do you have a steering rack for the KRX 1000?
No.
No. Are we gonna do one?
We're not planning on one. There just isn't enough KRXs yet. Maybe in another year.
Do you have a steering rack for a Honda Talon?
No. Those need them, and we are in the middle of working on that right now. How far along we are? It will be long. The Pro XP rack will be done before the Honda rack, and the Honda rack will be done before the Pro R rack.
Do you have a steering rack for a YXZ?
Why so many steering rack
There's not those
questions?
questions. I'm making them up because I can't keep up.
Okay,
Oh.
no, we don't do any racks for YXE. Why? Because we're friends with Weller Racing. They already make one. We didn't want to step on their toes.
Can you convert X3 DSC adjusters to QS3? Why, yes, you can.
Pimple,
I don't know. Why
would you please pop that answer, sir?
Yes, but I do have. Why would you want to lose adjustment in that? Why would you want to go from a DSC to a QS3? I guess it depends on your style of riding, but I would recommend sticking with the DSC because you have more adjustment.
Yeah,
you have
and the
high
DSC,
speed, low speed.
DSC flows a little bit more, which
Yeah.
tends to ride better too. So
I wouldn't
don't
do
think
that.
I'd go backwards on that either.
Yeah, I wouldn't go backwards. Limit straps on an X3 Smart Shock.
Done.
Yep.
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah, in stock. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter whether it's Smart Shock or not. Same limit strap kit for Can-Ams.
When and where is our new location gonna be, Justin?
So, I don't know, but it's happening fast, and we've narrowed it down to 2 places. That's West Texas and North Carolina. And more information coming to a city near you soon. I would say that we have a building picked in 30 days. Ta-da. Lease.
Pop that,
Purchase.
ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? No more questions. Let's
No
get
more
out of here.
questions. I'm done.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Steve,
if
Dr.
you-
Pimple Popper.
Dr. Pimple Popper here in the building, guys. If you guys want to buy anything off our website, that is www.shocktherapyusa.com. Or if you have any questions, please call 623-217-4959.